Very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We're getting you some news from Iran. At least 2,571 people have been killed in Iran's crackdown on nationwide protests, activists have said. Internet shutdowns have hindered verification, while authorities have released no official figures, making the unrest one of Iran's deadliest since 1979. 2,403 of the dead were protesters and 147 were government affiliated. 12 children have also been killed, along with 9 civilians, it said, were not taking part in the protests. More than 18,100 people have been detained. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has urged the Iranians to keep protesting and remember the names of those abusing them, saying that help is on the way as Iran's establishment presses its crackdown against the biggest demonstration in years. Let me in fact take this discussion forward with Ambassador KP Fabian, former diplomat, who is with us on the broadcast. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast. A very good morning to you. Sir, obviously the situation in Iran is turning grim. We are seeing over 2,500 people being killed, most of them protesters. We are seeing the regime project an agenda, a propaganda that everything is normal. And we are also seeing that on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, we might just see the first execution, sir, of a protester by the Iranian regime. And now we also have US in the equation. So how do you see this now panning out?
Thank you. Good morning. Well, the situation, as you said, is grim, in fact, getting grimmer. But at the same time, I am reminded of what the late Secretary of Defense, Rumsfeld, said. There are known unknowns and unknown unknowns. Now, in the case of Iran, well, we are getting some reports, but we do not know how accurate these reports are. Because there was one video shown on international television of a huge demonstration supporting the Ayatollah, in which President Khan also had taken part. And at the same time, there was a report in the BBC that the number of people appearing in the protests is less and less. Nevertheless, the unfortunate fact remains that Iranians are being killed and we do not have full information. So that is one side. Now, as regards President Trump's statement, well, he is also trying to confuse things. Earlier he had said that he was wanting to talk to Iran, and at the same time he said, but it may be too late. Now he says that he has cancelled all talks. We don't even know that there were any talks. This is Trump speak. Now, what sort of intervention can President Trump do? Obviously, he can have a cyber attack on Iran, for which Israel also will contribute in a significant way. In fact, for all that we know, it may have already begun. But what sort of proper military action can Trump do? Well, he can attack the IRGC officers, or he can also even go for the Ayatollah. But I don't think he will be able to carry out another Maduro type of operation. Another thing is that Trump has introduced or threatened to introduce 25% tariff on anyone importing stuff from Iran. The question is, does it apply to China? because he has made the statement, but he hasn't said which countries or anything. Now, China is taking in about 80% or more of Iran's oil imports, and China has said that it will take care of its own interests. Even earlier, when Trump imposed tariffs on those buying oil from Russian companies, Lukoil and another, well, we have no reason to believe that, no, he did it on, much earlier, he did it on India, but he didn't do it on China. So, it's a little complicated. And also don't forget that Trump has already announced that he's going to meet with Xi Jinping in April. So is he prepared to spoil that summit in advance? So these are all questions to which we do not have answers.
And so when we're looking at the stance of the US, you've spoken about the two options that they have. They either, take in Ayatollah or they go in for the IRGC. But sir, they are also saying that the Iranian regime has opened up a diplomatic channel. And in fact, we also heard Donald Trump saying that yes, there can be talks. They have requested for, a seat at the table. But it might just be too late for that. They might have to take action before that. But do you also see Iran using that leverage to speak to the US, or do you think Iran will retaliate if the US attacks the country?
Well, if the US attacks, Iran will certainly retaliate. But as regards what Trump said, after saying that, they want to talk, but it may be too late, later, he said that it gets cancelled talks. Now, that is why I said we do not even know whether talks have started. But coming to the crux of the matter, my view is that Iranians are good at chess. And my take is that they should now settle down for talks with Trump, agree to stop uranium enrichment, and even accept some restrictions on missiles technology development, and look at these things later at a time, post-Trump and post-Netanyahu. That will be good chess playing. Whether they will do it or not, I do not know.
Right. And sir, if I can request you to please stay on with us as we'd like your expert perspective on this